Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi here for Princeton Trader with your Monday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, back from vacation, back on the desk. We're looking at the daily chart of the ES. Really not much has changed in the time I was away. I'd been communicating with my subscribers and everything the whole way, and basically what we see is a steady climb higher, riding the upper Bollinger Band, and we also see an opportunity to buy a dip just about every day. Let me zoom a little bit here. I mean, what do you see? You see all these tails. The one thing universally that has not happened is the bears have never, not one time, ever, followed through. Haven't followed through. There hasn't been any bearish follow through since this trading right here. And I would argue that this follow through was a byproduct of making that flash low at 91 and having to test it. Okay, we're getting a lot of two-sided trade up here. We're testing overnight lows right now down at 15.16 quarter. The two-sided trade is a byproduct of a couple of things, in my opinion. The bulls know that they're getting away with murder up here. It's just so easy to be long. It is so easy to be long, and it takes no thought, nothing to be long right now. And that makes bulls, nervous, because any tick could be the last tick. And so, you see them when we get up into 20 to 22, you see it up here, you see them jumping off and taking profits. But as we get back down into the 1510 level, you see the dip buyers coming in. And why wouldn't the dip buyers come in? They have not been challenged or stopped out, much, if at all, in the last month and a half. So they're going to be there. In looking at, are we going to get a top? Is this thing going to top? Sure, of course it's going to top. It'll top in its own time. The market will not operate on your time frame. But we've tried every kind of top except for the one that I think we need, which is a big move higher and a punch of the upper Bollinger Band, really big ticks, in excess of 1,300 at least on multiple prints, volume, and some real blood in the streets, some very, very nervous bears, and some very late longs that we come in and make a high that is immediately rejected. And a rejection high is not going up to 1522, trading down to 21, and kind of hanging out. A rejection high is when you come up and do 1528 and you're immediately back down trading 1524. It's a 3 to 4 handle just rejection. It's like Dikembe Mutombo in the lane. You throw it up and it comes right back at you. So that's what I'm looking for. And I think the 1528 to 1530 area has the potential to do that. I don't think we're just going to quietly roll over. I could be wrong, but the quiet rollover, there's been a lot of time for quiet rollover in this area here. We still have never become involved with the 20-day. And, the time to become involved with the 20-day is coming. I mean, it's only 12 handles below where we're trading right now. So we may get a pullback, but not much of a pullback. Certainly not the pullback that people are looking for. People are looking for a pullback. They want it. They want it down to 1480s and 1460s. We may do that, but I think it's going to take some effort to get there. Today is a holiday. The bias is higher. The trading will be incredibly thin. Typically, we kind of saw it about a month ago when we did this. It just kind of drifted higher. I wouldn't expect any big moves today. We're only trading till 11:30 Eastern time. But when we hit the ground running tomorrow, I would expect to see a continuation of the two-sided trade, and until the bears can crack 1510 and keep it underneath them and go to work on 1503 and then go to work on 1500 and start working on these support levels and not only breaking them for dips, but breaking them and closing below them, staying underneath them, you're not going to see any change in this dynamic. And I've said for a long time that no bear move is really real until we close below 1477, and that hasn't changed. In 1477, right down here between the lower band and the 50-day exponential moving average. And until you get a bear close down in this area, you're not going to see any significant rollover in this market. Okay, great to be back. Mike Vacchi for Princeton Trader. I will catch everybody tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.